Hello everyone, Studlord here, and today's video is a little different because LEGO has screwed up. You may know they were running a LEGO Ideas 80's challenge, the overall winner of which will become an official LEGO set. The final 5 were supposed to be chosen by LEGO yesterday, ready for a fan vote to run, but they screwed up and have now delayed this, so they won't reveal their chosen 5 until April 26th. If only they could turn back time to meet their own deadline. Anyway, it scuppers the video I was partway through making. However, I bring to you now what I have filmed so far, a look at the most popular sets from the initial voting stage. You will have to forgive my references, therefore, to the final 5, as they will not be revealed in this video, but I will of course bring those to you later this month once LEGO has pulled their finger out. For now, sit back, relax, enjoy a nice cup of cocoa, or something more fiery. Hello, you bricky bunch, it's Studlord here, and today we're going to have a look at the LEGO Ideas 80's challenge. More specifically, the 5 winning entries, the ones that are going to proceed through to the fan vote, the overall winner of which will become one of our next official LEGO Ideas sets. Now, there have been over 300 submissions for this. In fact, there's been 308 apparently. We've only got a few minutes left until the expert review is done, and then that crowd vote will open. So the way that this works is from April 16th to April 23rd, you will be able to go on here and vote for your favourite of the 5, okay? There's only 5 out of the 300 odd submissions that have been made. You can vote for your absolute favourite, and that is the one that will be turned into a set. Now, there's been a lot of strong competition, so this is the way that this video is going to work. I'm going to take a very brief look at the most popular top 20 entries. Just a brief look to see what they were, and then we're going to get to it, those top 5. I'll give you my thoughts on each of them, and please do post down in the comments below. Let me know which your favourite is, which you want to win. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Only a few minutes left until those top 5 are revealed, and we'll take a good look at those. But now, let's start with the most popular top 20. So in position number 20 on the popularity side of things for the expert review was this, the Pink Panther buildable figure. Now I've got to say, I have very fond memories of not only the Pink Panther cartoon, but of course, the rather brilliant movies with Peter Sellers playing the hapless but lovable Inspector Clouseau. For me, the pinnacle was of course that first movie starring Peter Sellers and David Niven as the notorious Phantom. I think it's an excellent submission, a little bit simplistic though, so I'd be very surprised if this does make the expert pick. Then in spot number 19 was The Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers. Now this is an animated series that I vaguely remember. I don't think that it was one that I particularly watched, so I can't really claim that this does anything for me nostalgia wise. What I can say is that it's a decently designed ship. I like the fact the way it comes apart so we can get a look at the inside, and I imagine this would be quite a good display piece. I especially like the look of its back end. That said, we obviously have had a lot of space related things this year alone, and of course with a very strong May lineup for Star Wars, I'll be very surprised if something like this actually got chosen. Spot number 18 is of course the Goonies, and this is a brilliant idea. I very much like this. Absolute cult classic, really does deserve to be a LEGO set, and this seems to have been done very well, particularly the ship. If you've listened to my stuff before, you will know that I'm an absolute sucker when it comes to ships, and this is a really good looking one. I think the designer's done a pretty nice job here, and it would be really good to get that full minifigure lineup. That said, it is only the 18th most popular so far. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, but as an indication of things, I'd say that this probably isn't going to make the cut. Then in number 17, we had this one, Kikis' First Delivery Service. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. This animated film, Kikis' Delivery Service, I don't remember it at all, which is surprising. I've clearly missed out on something here, so perhaps you can all let me know in the comments below if this is something that you remember and enjoyed. It's certainly an interesting idea, good concept. I do like the movability of it, but at the end of the day, you're not going to just stand there doing that the entire time, and I imagine motorising this, I'm not sure that I would want to be perfectly honest with you. So I think it would just end up as a static display. Not sure how much it has to offer in that respect, but that's just my personal opinion. Then the 16th most popular one for the first stage was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Of course, we are talking about that original, not one of the many spawned off the back of it. I do like the fact that there's a giant Lego brick actually, in the garden. I think that's fun. I couldn't remember off the top of my head what it is actually in the movie that they hide in. I remember there is something, obviously, before the ant comes along and fights off whatever creature it was that was attacking them. It's been years since I've seen this film. But it's a good idea. Again, very 80s. So yeah, I really like the inclusion of the Lego brick. I think that does deserve, being considered. Then the 15th most popular was apparently Princess Bride. Again, I like the way that it's been designed. I do really like the book and the way that it opens up. I think that's been very well done. So hats off to the designer. It's a nice little set. Would I want to see it turned into Lego? Personally, no. I like the concept. I don't know. Just for some reason, I don't particularly like it overall, and I apologise because that's not actually that helpful. I don't know what it is about this particular set. There's just something I can't quite put my finger on that's sort of putting me off of it. It's really irritating. I'm going to have to think about that one. I'll post in the comments if I can think what it is that's putting me off. I do like this, the Smurfs Village. Big fan of the Smurfs. That said, I think that this set is not got enough going on for it. I know there are quite a few nice little details, but I think it needed, a few more buildings in there. It's an interesting idea. I don't think that this is one that Lego would ever actually do, especially assuming that these are obviously going to be your minifigures. You'd be then looking at a really big build alongside all of the little houses. Cool idea. Really like it. Don't think that it would get chosen. E.T. though, this was the 13th most popular at this initial stage. How can we not have E.T.? I mean, this is something, quite frankly, it should have been done as a Lego set long before now. Come on, that scene, it just needs to be done. I don't, again, think that it will be. There have been other proper Lego ideas submissions in the past outside of this actual 80s challenge that have always been turned down. I just don't think that it's something that they're ever going to do. Maybe it's a licensing issue. I'm not sure. Share your thoughts below on that. I'd really like to see it done. I'd love E.T. and Lego, but yeah, I don't think that it's going to happen. Purely because if it was going to, I really think it would have already been done. Bear in mind that it was its 40th anniversary back in 2022, so that was kind of the ideal time for this set to have been made. So yeah, now isn't the time for it, I don't think. Then the 12th most popular was this from Bill and Ted. You know what? I forgot that Keanu Reeves had done this. It's so long ago. Another pretty much cult classic, and this is a really nicely detailed set, to be fair. I think a lot of thought has actually gone into this, so credit to the designer who's done it. Apparently it is also ready for power-up functions, so it can be motorized, which, I really enjoy that. And I may be missing it, doesn't say exactly how many minifigures are in here, but looks to be a fair few spread throughout. So again, really nicely designed set. I think it's a little bit too niche, perhaps. I doubt that Lego would choose it, but I could be proved wrong. Nicely done, though, so thumbs up there. Then the 11th most popular was the Lone Star's Eagle 5, and, I know why it was popular, but just looking at this objectively, the build itself, would Lego actually do this? Would that many people buy it? I don't think so, to be brutally honest. I think it lacks a lot of detail. I get the concept, I get why it's popular in that respect. Absolutely. I just don't think that the execution here, is what the mass populace, let's say, would actually look for in a set. So I very much doubt that one will get chosen. But again, just my opinion. Bob Ross, The Joy of Painting in number 10. This is a beautiful piece. Absolutely love the use of colours here and the texture. I'm a big fan of 3D art, and I've got to say, this is really, really nice. I like it a lot. It's exactly the sort of thing that I would actually put on display. Been really nicely thought out. That's funny. Looks like a pair of sunglasses and a really big nose. But this, I'm sure, is where, personal biases get in the way, because although I really like this, I'm sure that there are quite a lot of people that this wouldn't do it for at all. So again, doubt it will get chosen, but yeah, really like it. Then we've got this one, and I've got to say, yes, this is a cult movie that deserves a Lego set. It was excellent, humorous fantasy, right up my street. And I am a castle fan, so anything medieval automatically grabs my attention. That said, again, just trying to look at this objectively. Lego have obviously done a few castles recently. There's been more under the Bricklink designer program. Are they going to do this? I really, really doubt it. And, I think that I'd be more pushing for this because of the film, which, to be fair, is what this challenge is all about. However, is this really bringing anything dramatically new? No, it isn't. And again, all credit to the designer. They've done a really great job. But if we look at this purely as a medieval set, I think that there have been quite a few ones that are better in, other Lego ideas submissions, Bricklink designer program, etc. So I like it. It's cool. I don't think it will get chosen. Then the 8th most popular was another one from Bob Ross, Studio and Paintings. And Personally, I really don't like this anywhere near as much as that one we looked at previously, so not really one for me. And the seventh most popular was this, Castle in the Sky, another one that I've missed out on. I have not seen this animation, and I kind of feel that I need to go and watch it because this is a really good looking set. Beautifully done, love the colours, looks really interesting. So again, I've got absolutely no idea what the story is about on this, and I feel I'm missing out. I must go and check it out. But do you know what? In a way, that's even better because not knowing anything about the backstory, I can sort of look at this in a very unbiased way and say that although, again, I don't think this would get chosen, I don't think it would probably get bought by that many people, I think it's been really nicely done, and it is something quite different. So again, just credit where it's due to the designer. Really like it. Very well done. Then we have Under the Mountain, or Mud Monsters, which was a TV series from back in the 80s. I think originally from New Zealand, and again, a little bit too niche, I suspect, by far. That said, again, well thought out design. What I like about this is I can automatically see there being quite a bit of playability here, and the minifigures would be a really fun lineup. One thing that detracts from it, though, as I think you can tell really well from this picture, is all the little small pieces that are used to make this up. I can see that being a nightmare for a fat-fingered fellow like me who manages to break everything that he touches when it comes to Lego, so could be a bit irritating in that respect. Good design though, and I really like the vehicles, especially the buggy over here. That is really cool. Then we're on to the top 5 most popular so far, and it is, of course, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. If I'm going to be brutally honest here, I don't like this build. And I mean that with no offence whatsoever to the designer. It's just not for me. I don't like it. That said, I love the movie. It is fantastic, and absolutely Roger Rabbit deserves to be in Lego. I just don't particularly like this. I think for me, probably actually coming away from the brick build side of things, I'd love to get, Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit, Bob Hoskins' character as minifigures rather than a buildable version, and actually get them put in a full scene. That would be amazing. But all that said, I can see why this was one of the most popular ones. Roger Rabbit, very, very deserving, needs to be put into Lego. I'm torn because I don't want to see this being the one that's chosen because I don't personally like it, but that's obviously quite a selfish point of view. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Then the fourth most popular was another small one, Will You Smurf Me? And do you know what? Although this is a lot more simplistic than what we saw in the Smurf Village, I think it actually works a whole lot better. It's obviously just a very small little set. Wouldn't be very expensive. I think it's too small. Again, I don't think Lego would choose it. Probably wouldn't work out the price and the whole licensing. Just thinking of it behind the scenes probably wouldn't be as well, but in all fairness, I do like this a lot. And I just want to make that clear because obviously, I said that I didn't like the designer's Roger Rabbit, but when it comes to this, I really do like it. So again, credit where it's due. Really nice, sweet little design, and I do like the Smurfs. I just don't see it from a financial point of view from Lego as being one that they would choose. Then the third most popular was this Labyrinth, and I've got to say, very strong contender for being my favourite, but then I am a David Bowie fan, so the idea of grabbing him in this minifigure form is pretty awesome. And to be fair, this has been designed really nicely. I like it a lot. I think this would be very, very deserving if it does get chosen by the expert review. And by the way, I haven't looked yet. You saw at the start of the video the timer was counting down. We're going to find out in a moment what the top 5 chosen ones are. I kind of want this to be one of them. I think it absolutely deserves being made into Lego. What a cool design. What a brilliant movie. Absolute cult icon of the 80s. And yeah, I'm quite excited. I really want that one to be chosen. In number 2, of course, was Thundercats. And I know there is a big fan base already for this. On some of my Lego Ideas videos that I've posted in the past about ones that have either been accepted or rejected, etc. Quite a few people in the comments who've just shouted out how much they want Thundercats. And, here we are. What a lineup of minifigures. That would be absolutely awesome. And to be fair, the build as well. It just looks really cool. It's one that would be fantastic on display and of course also to play with too. Done really, really well. Okay, the designer's done an awesome job here. I'm really not surprised at all that this is the penultimate most popular one from that initial stage. Very deserving if it does get chosen. I think it should be a fairly reasonable price point if it did win out overall, but we'll have to see if it gets chosen first of all. And then the number 1 most popular one so far was this, the Goonies. And obviously we looked at the other version earlier, which I really liked, but this is even better. I love what the designer's done here. Okay, big, big credit where it's due to you. What's been done here is just absolutely awesome. Do you know what the main problem would be with this? Is knowing which side to actually want to have on display, because they both look really good. I love the interior detailing here. It's absolutely brilliant. The minifigure lineup, you know, fantastic. But again, just the detailing on the ship is so cool as well. The playability here, along with the display ability, I think this is a fantastic set. Really, really good. Do you know what? The problem is, if Lego actually chose this, they'd probably make it worse. Okay, that's a really detrimental and nasty thing to say. And I am a big fan of Lego, as you know, so I don't want to say it, but unfortunately they do have a history of taking, not all, but certainly a lot of the Lego ideas, submissions, and just making them worse. And this is done so well that I just think if they actually got their hands on it, they'd, you know, make the changes that they make for whatever reasons, and it then wouldn't look like this. So I don't know, maybe I'm being negative far too early. I do think this is a really good set, and I think it's well deserving of being in the expert review. So with that said and done, let's find out which the top 5 are, and we'll take a proper in-depth look at them. I'm kind of, you know, nervous to see what they are now, because if this isn't among them, it's an absolute travesty. Well, let's find out. So, there we are. As mentioned at the start, LEGO have delayed the reveal of the final 5, but thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on, and then you won't miss out when I take a close look at those finalists and give you my thoughts on which should earn your vote. TTFN!